Coach, that has to feel good. Tell me about how you're feeling through that third period and into the overtime.
Well, not very good at 4-1. But we didn't think it was a 4-1 game. I thought the bench was, some of the older guys are really trying to keep it going, trying to keep a little juice, trying to keep some energy, knowing that okay, we've done some good things, and one shot we're 4-2 and all that kind of thing. So I give credit to the boys on the bench to kind of keep things together. And then obviously at 4-2 we got a little momentum, and I mean we pushed hard there the last 6-8 minutes. Yes, we scored a few times, but it looked like we could have scored more than that. So unfortunately, Drew, you and I have seen too many of these games go the other way. Really, really happy for our guys to be on the good side of it, especially at home. They're excited in there, and they should be. And they're gonna, I think they'll celebrate with each other tonight, and then put it aside and go back to work tomorrow, which is what we always try to do. But I really felt like they deserved it. They deserve. We played a good team, no doubt about it. They're a good team, but I thought we went toe to toe with them.
You take a penalty with 4 minutes to go, and have to kill that off, and you're still trailing by one. How do you keep the focus up and keep the team, pressing hard?
At that point, there was a bunch of juice on our bench. Now we're right there. We're one shot away, coach speak for sure. But I thought we killed it great. Unfortunately, the one power play goal they scored there at the beginning of the third, or fairly near the beginning of the third, we just were a little sloppy on the entry, and obviously made a good play. And but I thought it was a gutsy kill, and obviously that kept us one shot away, and good for us.
You only had 3 penalties in this game. Obviously, you mentioned they did score 1 power play goal, but power play for them was something you highlighted early on in the week. Just talk about how big it was for your group to, limit to just 3 power plays.
I thought it was huge. Discipline with our actions is always something we want to be conscious of going in every game, especially when you're playing a team with a 25% power play, which it seems like we play. That's everybody we play. Their power play showed why they're good. They zipped it around, and I thought we did a good job. And not only did I think we did a good job on their power play, I thought our power play was pretty good. Okay, the 5-minute major, yes, we didn't score, but it wasn't like we had no chances. I thought there was good zone time. I thought we did a nice job. And special teams was a huge focus for our game tonight.
Even though you guys only had 1 goal until the big flurry at the end there, it kind of felt like you guys were clicking a little bit better than that offensively. Was there anything you noticed before you scored those 3 goals that you liked?
That's what I thought. I mean, we again, unfortunately, we play with the scoreboard, and usually it can affect mental, physical. They're young guys. But I thought we had some good ozone time. There was a couple of pucks. I mean, their third goal was a big time shot, kind of from outside the dot, or everything. We were right there. We had a big time shorthanded chance at the beginning of the second period that we didn't get our nose over, didn't finish it. But we thought we were going back and forth. Now, we didn't necessarily want to be in a track meet up and down the ice, but we thought we had plenty of chances. I mean, I think we were north of 30 shots, which is something we try to be, and that's a good number for us. So we thought there was ample opportunities to score, and it wasn't going in until the end.
There were a couple of opportunities in the second period. Early on in the third, Vitolins gets in deep and centers it up. Is one that sticks out in my head, but
yeah,
it goes just wide, or they just block it. How do you keep the team focused? How do you keep them continuing to play with the intensity?
Again, Drew, that goes back to the players. It goes back to Jack Clement. Ryan Sullivan comes to mind from a forward perspective. They just kept going. They didn't stop. They realized we were getting those chances. They realized we were getting zone time. They realized we were right there. And I think they just willed it to happen. And like I said, we've seen too many of those happen before. The one loss we had this year was 4-1 in our favor, and we lose in overtime. So those kids deserved it, and it was the older guys that kept things going on the bench. Who cares if it goes just wide? Who cares if it hits a shoulder? Just keep pushing. We're right there. Those were the comments. Obviously, the coaches are trying to do that too, but it's the kids that have to go out there and play, and they did a great job with it.
Well, let's go through the overtime.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long, but what was going through your head as as you were heading up the ice?
I just we work on 2-on-1s a lot in practice, and like Coach Isaac kind of is always talking to me about making an early pass just to get the goalie moving off the start. So I saw Axel coming, breaking down my right, and I just wanted to get the puck to him quick just to get the goalie moving, and then he made a great play to pass it back.
How about overall? How's it feel to erase the 3-goal deficit in the third period and then be able to come away with the win?
Really good. I thought we were good all game. I think for 10 minutes of that second period, we were dominating them, and then they kind of got they made a nice play off the rush, and took some of our momentum away. But overall, I thought we played pretty good 60 minutes, even though we were down by 3.
Mentioned that you thought you guys played a pretty good 60 minutes. You see the 3 late goals and kind of think that was where all the offense was. Did you see anything, though, that early on in the game you felt kind of led up to eventually scoring those 3 late goals?
Yeah, just our play, our forwards going on the wall and kind of making cutbacks, kind of making their D have to work and getting your feet moving, not just standing still while you're making plays, kind of is what I thought.
Where do you think this team is strength-wise, I guess, offensively? You guys obviously you've proved you can score quickly. Where do you think that comes from?
I think we've had some, we all knew we had some pretty good offensive players, up front, but I think this year our D have really taken a step in facilitating the blue line, making plays off the blue. That has really helped, I think.
Seems like throughout the game, trying to come back, there were a couple that went wide here or there. They're just barely blocked, just barely saved. How do you put that behind you and keep going to be able to come back?
I don't know. It's tough, but I think just living in the moment, kind of building off the momentum, knowing you're making good plays, you're right there, and just kind of have to keep going, even though you know it's not working right now, but it'll work in the future.